match review for footytrips.com.au. Before we get stuck into this, around the grounds in McGregor Portable's office. Granny Flat or footy change room anywhere?
27 Collingwood, 12 Adelaide. So we've got a minute and a half left on the clock. Gee, Collingwood, this could be a real upset.
Well, no Brad Crouch and no Eddie Betts. You're one of two really important players for the Crows. And we'll keep an eye on that one for McGregor Portables until we're off air in about 25 minutes. Heading over to Subiaco after that. No changes to that game, to either side of that game. What a game of footy this was, boys.
As I said, pre-game, the Bullies, coming out of the Bullies camp, they said they were back. It was hard to justify it with their form, but all reports, their training, their mindset during the week, and the coaches. And I think Luke Beveridge actually put it on public forum Thursday night to say, I think we've got our mojo back. And gee whiz, what we saw today is a very, very good team that their premiership defence is still up. And we thought, OK, they're not going to make it the 8th. They're going to do a Hawthorn since 2008, the last team, not to make make it the 8 after winning the premiership, but there's a lot to like about them. All their better players played well. Biggs was absolutely outstanding. Ox's boy was terrific, Webb, but it was their better players, Del, that the cream rose to the top.
Yeah, you're spot on. So I was really impressed with their last 10 to 15 minutes. It was a tight game, an exciting game. I think it's probably the quickest game that we've seen all year. From the word go, I mean, the Bombers jump out of the blocks, first 10 minutes electrifying, and then the Dogs respond. Sometimes when I'm at home, Spud, and I'm watching a game, the way I judge it is how many jumpers are in the screen. How many of the blue jumpers versus the red and blacks do I see? Being here live today, I saw more blue around the contest.
Yeah,
I saw blue set up really well behind the ball. If you had taken a shot, freeze-framed it, they were almost in perfect defensive position. I called it a soft man-on-man or a soft zone. Every time the Bombers were trying to come out of half-back, it looked like they were free. They weren't. Yeah. Their teammate was not always free. Yes, they get through. Yes, they still kick 13 goals, 19, which is... That's bad kicking in a perfect condition. The Dogs average 82 points per game. They put on 19 goals, 13, 127. So they're doing things right. When the Bulldogs play their best footy, Spud, and let's go back to September last year, they win contested possession. Today, plus 13.
Yep.
And they've been super in that department over the last month.
Clearances?
They win clearances, plus 14.
Yep.
Against a team that is at it. I was so impressed by the Dons' pressure. They get after the opposition. You win those two categories, your inside 50s are roughly even. They've had 53, so they've had plus 3 inside 50, so they're getting the opportunity.
And what was their ball use as well?
Their ball use by foot was 74%.
Yeah,
so
that's 8 above league average.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And as a result, you get a performance like today.
Yep.
So they keep it alive. And look, I've just gone through there. They did it today, right, without these players. Boyd, Cremery, Stringer, Smith, Clay Smith, Campbell, Boyd, Tom Boyd,
Cremery,
Fletcher Roberts, Josh Dunkley, Marcus Adams, Stewie Cremery, Dale Morris, Jack Redpath and Link John.
Yeah.
They're doing it with... That's probably half of their side out at the moment. There's a lot of players who play in their best 18, best 22 that aren't here at the moment. We've probably underestimated the injury toll that they've had to juggle at the Western Bulldogs throughout the year. And yet when it really mattered today and they had to dish up a performance to keep their performance alive, suddenly the energy came back to this group. And, you know, there's a bit of magic about what they did last year, but I'm sure internally it was more than that. It was about style and system.
And mind you, they got pushed today.
Absolutely.
Essendon were there for the contest. If Essendon had been able to finish off their work a little bit more polished, I just feel... I was just talking about Carl Hooker before. I just don't know. I'm not convinced he's a forward. And unfortunately, when you're tall and you're a go-to player, I reckon you give up a lot when he's down there. And I know you'll have some good days where he kicks his 3s and 4s. But gee whiz, the amount of times he fumbles and gets into the right position and then just fluffs it is frustrating because it just comes straight out the back door.
Yep.
It really hurts you. I think he's more of a liability down forward than the positive that they're hoping it to be.
Yeah, and Morsfold will probably say he allows Danaher to get to work.
We'll get back to this. Let's get down to the Western Bulldogs rooms. They'll be pretty stoked down there, I reckon, BA.
Very happy group, the Western Bulldogs in here. All the players, all the coteries and supporters, the support staff, very happy with that performance. Certainly looked like a team that was back on track and got their mojo back, as Spud said throughout the call. And I think it was pretty much spot on there, the coach, Lukey Beveridge. So let's get the song, and they're in the 8, the Dogs.
mate. We'll get back down to you as soon as we can with one of those Western Bulldogs and get from one of the horses' mouths just how big a win that was for them. Let's get a break out of the way. Around the grounds for McGregor Portables at quarter time. Collingwood 4-3-27. Adelaide 2-1-13. It has been an outstanding performance by the Doggies here today. They've won by 30. In fact, we're not going to do a break. We're going to stick around and we'll get down to the Western Bulldogs rooms as soon as we can. Did you see enough from them today that if this is a trajectory they can hold and improve upon, did you see enough from them today to suggest that they might be able to do something, they might be able to do something from here on in?
My issue with the Dogs at the moment is their back line. I think when the ball goes in with any sort of authority or methodology, I reckon they can be torn apart. And when it went in early, Joe Danaher, he just looked unstoppable. So I think if you come up against a side with some forwards that can actually work together, they can tear the Doggies' backline apart because it's so young, it's so raw, and it's a fair way off it.
Yeah, well, the Bullies, the Essendon went in a lot and they took 12 marks. Danaher took 8. So, and Hooker took 4. So, pretty one-dimensional for Minox.
Yeah.
But you're right. If Danaher, if they had have taken their chances, they probably would have won the game. The inaccuracy they kicked, the Hooker one in the third quarter where he played on and stuffed it. Gee, that's a.
He had one or two down the other end as well. Yes,
Danaher just misses that other one. So you're right. They were right in it.
Yeah,
they were in it.
I think what we saw today is they're improving, and we've sort of been waiting for the last 2 to 3 months of when are they going to get their mojo back. And you called it beautifully, Spud. You said, you spoke to people during the week, and they said the way that they're training, there's something happening. There's a bit of momentum going. Andy, I just wanted to touch on your point before. I think you read through half a dozen to 10 players that are out of the team injured. But then I look at the guys that they probably replaced them today. McLean, Daniel, Williams,
Biggs,
Dale, Webb, Young, and Biggs.
Yeah.
So it's not like these guys, it didn't drop off. They haven't gone from everything to nothing. These guys that came in today did their job really well.
Well, BA's downstairs with the man who is one of the really big stories out of this really good afternoon for the Western Bulldogs. Fire away, Brett.
Cheers, Andy. Here with Jason Johannesson. Jason, 4 goals. When was the last time you played forward in a role like that today? Because it's something a bit different.
Yeah, it was a bit different. I think last time I played a permanent forward role was probably under 14. So it was nice to get back there and kick some goals.
When did you find out you were going to make the move? Was it something planned earlier in the week, or was it something that just Bevo popped on you today so you didn't have to think about it too much?
It was sort of a plan going ahead to this week's game, but over the course of this year I've played pinch hitted forward and on the wing, so I've had the time there and just keep building and keep learning that position.
Jason, congratulations, David Schwartz. I was just commenting about Joe Danaher, how dangerous he looked going inside 50. Were you well and truly aware in the first 15 minutes how potent he looked and how you're trying to get numbers back to close down his space?
Yeah, he's a terrific player. He's so tall and he grabs the ball at the highest point and he's so hard to stop. And we knew that. We knew he was going to get his chances, but we just tried to limit him by Youngie and Zane trying to support each other in the air. And I thought in that last half they did tremendously well. Well
done, Jason. You've always been a good set shot. I know it's always a terrific running kick for goal, but some of your set shots today were outstanding.
Yeah, probably that on the 50-metre range is probably where I'm suited. I think once I get a bit closer, I get a bit nervy, but happy shooting from out there.
JJ, Nick Del Santo, congratulations on a fantastic performance by you. It obviously shows how easy it is going forward. But what I'm interested in, more of a team perspective and the momentum that you guys have been, I think, trying to build. And from the outside, we're just waiting for the Bulldogs to hit their straps. What has been your main focus week to week that you think, if we can get this right, we're away here?
Yeah, I think at the start of the year we were pretty good in patches, but we didn't have that four-quarter effort, and I think we're starting to build that. And just our team defence, our team defence and the way we're moving the ball is pretty potent. So if we keep building some momentum going in the back half of the year, then it should set us up for another great end of season.
Chase, Andy, Mark, congratulations on the win, mate. How big a difference is it? What sort of difference, if any, has it made to you in terms of your mindset to get that contract out of the way, sorted? You know what your future looks like. Has that made much of a difference to you?
Not really, because I felt like all year that it was just a matter of time before it happened. And but yeah, once you do sign that dotted line, a bit of weight goes off your shoulders, and you can just focus on footy.
I'm also interested, Jace, in regards to, has the playing group spoken about it, or is it just a feeling if you can get yourself into the finals, we're only a month away now, that what you did last year can happen again?
Yeah, I think we can't really focus on that.
Is there a feeling of that? Is there a feeling that if we can get there, we know our football in September is good enough?
Yeah, obviously we proved that last year that you can probably win from anywhere, but I think we can't look too far ahead. The old cliche, 1 week at a time, and we just have to learn from this game tonight and see what we can get better at and move from there.
JJ, last one. Tell me, how many players who are out injured would come back into the side?
Oh, gee, that's a tough one. Who we got? Dale Morris, probably Marcus Adams, Jake Stringer. Tommy Campbell played some good footy for us before he got injured. So we got a few, and that's always really good to have pressure on the top side and other people performing well in the reserves.
Well played today, mate. Well played today. There's going to be a lot of
noise down there.
Yeah, a lot of noise, and there'll be a lot of excitement, mate. You know what it's like to win one, and you're going to be, all things being equal from here on in, maybe part of the big picture in September again. All the very best. Well played. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Well done.
Jason Johannesson downstairs.
What's their run home like, guys?
Yep.
I haven't got it.
I've got it here. They've got Brisbane away next week.
That's a win.
The Giants.
We're at
home.
Win that.
Power home.
Win that.
Hawks.
They'll win that.
You reckon they've got all 4?
Yeah, I reckon they'll win all 4.
Wow. Well,
at home here.
Yeah.
So they're going to be hard.
Except for next week. Next week's away in Brisbane.
Yep. And then they've got 3 here at Etihad.
That's correct.
Oh,
so that gives them 14.
They're going to be hard to beat.
That gives them 14.
Sorry, is GWS away?
Yeah, I reckon. No, that's away.
They can't. They don't do 2 trips and away. No
way. Well, there you go. They got the last 3 games here.
That gives them 14. If that's right, if you're right, Dell, and it's hard to tip winners.
Dell wouldn't be wrong. He's always right.
But that gives them 14 wins.
Well, let's say they lose 1.
13 wins.
Well, 13 gets you in.
Oh, yeah.
So they're in. So they're going to defend their premiership in the finals. And we know where they come from last year. They might come from 7th again.
No, I apologise. I am right. Gabba, Etihad, MSB. Is that... it's Ballarat. That's their home game, but out of Ballarat against the Power.
It's a tough win there.
They'll win that.
And then Etihad.
Well...
Away, home.
They're going to finish 7th again with a week off in the finals.
Gee, and then the funny thing is, players injured similar to last year. They need that extra week to recover. Launch into September.
I'd be worried playing them.
Spooky. Around the grounds before we get to a break from McGregor Portables, Hoskin Elliott kicks a goal.
What about this score, Del?
5-3-33. Adelaide 2-2.
So they're not finished yet either.
14.
Nathan Buckley.
If they win today, they're only a game out.
Well, don't worry about it. Ed's just... I said 3 weeks ago you got to sign him up, but if they keep playing for him like this, you can't get rid of Buckley.
Well, it's pretty clear who the weak link was. It was Gary Pearce.
Don't worry about the week. It's the body of work that he's put together. Texas
just chipped one from 55, so it's 20 Adelaide to 33 Collingwood.
It is the match review for footytrips.com.au. The end of season footy trip specialist. Get a break out of the way. Come back, tidy up all the bits and pieces before we hand it over to the boys in Subiaco.
This quarter of SEN Football was brought to you by the experts in diamonds. Go to adc.com.au.
Hi, this is Tim Watson here. Join me, Gary Lyon and Hamish McLaughlin every Monday morning as we broadcast the breakfast show live from AFL House. 1116 SEN, Melbourne's home of footy.
We can move the world for you. Cameron's Can Do.
Next time you're at the supermarket, keep an eye out for a bit of Can Do in aisle 6. Cameron's are HACCP certified, which means they provide food-grade vehicles and facilities that help deliver the highest standards in Australia, allowing them to manage the food that feeds this nation.
We can move the world for you. Cameron's Can Do.
Can Doing at a supermarket near you.
Camerons.com.au. Make the most of weekend footy with CrownBet's first goal scorer special. Back a player to score the first goal in any AFL match this Saturday or Sunday, and if your player doesn't score the first goal but scores a goal at any time during the opening quarter, get a matched bonus bet up to $50. Add some excitement to this weekend with CrownBet, the official wagering partner of the AFL. Join today at crownbet.com.au. CrownBet. Reward yourself. Conditions apply. 18 plus. Gamble responsibly.
Hi, Scott Thompson here, defender for the North Melbourne Football Club. Most weeks I'm marking the best forwards in the country, so I need to stand my ground. That's why I choose INC. It helps me build mass, retain muscle, and recover faster. INC has a complete range of Informed Sports approved supplements and bars. So for serious results, get INC. For a great price, only at Chemist Warehouse. Train hard and live large with INC, the official sports supplement of the North Melbourne Football Club.
If you're thinking of taking on apprentices, think about the advantages of MEGT. As the largest and only national apprenticeship network provider, MEGT are your local apprenticeship experts. Our service to you is free, and we can help recruit and train your new apprentice while making it easy to assess your eligibility for government financial incentives. There's no downside. You're a winner at every step. So when you're thinking apprentices, think MEGT. Go to MEGT.com.au or call 1300 MEGT GO.
At Swinburne, we're known for innovation, creativity and our openness. So Open Day is the day we love the most. We get to be open. And when we say open, we mean open. We open our factory of the future, our flight simulator, our Launchpad business pop-up. In fact, pretty much everything. It's a flurry of openness. Most of all, we're open to any question you can imagine. Swinburne Open Day. It's on today, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. in Hawthorn. The most open of open days.
The Toyota's Good for Footy program, kicking goals for grassroots clubs, and Subway, my kind of winter win. This is SEN Sunday afternoon football with the Western Bulldogs and Essendon from Etihad Stadium, followed at 4:15 by the Eagles and the Lions on Melbourne's home of footy.
19-13, 127 the Western Bulldogs, 13-19, 97 the Bombers. They live to fight another day, Essendon, but it makes it exponentially more difficult. Not so for the Western Bulldogs, who put themselves right in the frame now to at least be part of the September action. We've just heard from Jason Johannesson. There's a handful of players who might be able to get themselves back into the frame, particularly with that extra week that you mentioned, Dal, on the way through. The match review for footytrips.com.au, the end-of-season footy trip specialists. Around the grounds, just updating that score at the MCG. 14 and a half left in the second. What are we looking at, boys?
34 Collingwood, 20 Adelaide, 14 points, 14 and a half minutes left on the clock. But Collingwood have got a shot at goal about 45 out of 45.
How fast is the crowd?
Yeah, not good.
Gee, the Collingwood...
they're all here.
Collingwood faithful have dropped off, haven't they?
Ooh, having a crack.
If they
did last week, and they're again
it was Paul last week. You're right.
Yeah. If they win today, the Pies, where does that?
One game out.
One game out. Jeez.
Yeah. And who put Collingwood to be in the 8?
Did you have them?
No, I didn't. I
reckon they'll finish where everyone had them.
Yeah,
and everyone's calling for
9th,
Buckley's
10th,
head.
11th. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't get it.
SEN Chisholm and we've got to give the awards out. I was just about to.
We've got to do that.
We have to.
Can't not.
No, well, it's very important. Who wants to declare which goal will be forever remembered on this particular day here at the Dockland Stadium as the Chisholm and Gaiman goal of the day?
Nick Dell.
Well, there was a lot from outside 50, which we love. But what about Travis Cloak's 1, 2, 3 efforts?
I know.
Well, we got one better.
No, I'm only going... I want to look after our callers. Ox said it was the goal of the year. Down in that far forward pocket.
Which one was that?
Who kicked it?
Lockie Hunter. You're not mad with that.
I thought it was okay.
He's on the right side for a lefty.
You said it was goal of the year, though.
You did say it was goal of the year.
I do get easily excited. Ask Kaz.
You know, he had a great call today, you guys.
Cloakey's was
Cloakey.
Yep.
Another goal goes on the board for McGregor Portables to the Pies. Josh Thomas kicked that goal.
Yeah, it's a good effort.
40 plays 20.
I know the mark of the day.
All right, Glenn Cameron Group mark of the day. Another classic Cameron's can-do grab. Which one was it,
Well,
Spud?
the one Ox called early with Dan Hurt.
Yeah, use a knee.
It was a ripper. It was a knee up in the air, and you thought he's going to have a pretty special day, and he did. He did.
Peter Moore used to use his knee really well.
Beautiful.
Peter Moore used to use his knee to put it in the... put it in the back as well.
Lockett used to use his knee.
And his foot, and his elbow, and his fist.
Particularly when the bloke was on the ground.
I've never known a guy to mark the ball and still hurt people. He thought that was the deal. No, he'd call it a three-peat. Kick the goal, mark the ball, and hurt your opponent.
Yes. How did you feel that day when we saw him, the cutaway to him? I think it was in the SCG, or maybe at one of the grounds up there, and he's eaten an apple this year. You must have.
I'm in shock.
Like he's some alien.
His mother called me, Liz, his beautiful mother Liz,
and said, please.
I know he's lost some weight, but is he mentally okay?
How much has he lost?
About 50. He's got these big hands now. Like everything else is still big. Mate, it's quite sad.
It's just.
I tell people that was the most fearsome guy that ever played. They went, no, surely
him. You're joking.
SEN Matchworks.
Blow him over at the moment.
SEN Matchworks recruit. Most people still won't try. SEN Matchworks Recruit of the Year, connecting people to jobs. Matchworks.com.au. Travis Cloak and Lewis Young in different ends of their career spectrums, and Andy McGrath and James Stewart for the Bombers.
Stewart today.
Stewart?
Yeah, Stewart gets that.
Stewart really good. Let me just quickly check Stewart's
he was good.
numbers. Here he is. 18 disposals.
How many marks? 10?
He's taken 8.
8 marks.
For Abbas.
Yeah, it's a good effort.
A few goal assists, 433.
That's a good effort. I thought it was good.
Taylor Adams has just kicked another one. Collingwood are dead set putting Adelaide to the sword here.
Buckley will get a 5-year deal.
He will. It's for McGregor Portables. That's 46 playing 20, and they are all over them. If you missed our post-game chat with Jason Johannesen, by the way, head to sen.com.au or to the SEN app.
I'm going to app it up.
To listen to the podcast.
I want to hear it again.
I'm sure you do.
Is this the most excited you've ever been, Ox? I thought you were
I loved it today.
You did love it.
I was up.
What happened was, first up from a spell, he was flat. He was jet lagged last week. So was me.
Played Euros on the breath.
But now the freshness has now come in, and he's training on
beautifully. I said, how quick's his season gone? He goes, you're away for 5 weeks.
Just watched a few tapes during
Go on, quick.
SEN Tyre Power Player of the Day. Tyre Power giving you the power to buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Kumo passenger car tyres. By the way, if you're in the area, or even if you're go to Tyre Power Werribee, where Paul and Andrew will give you the very best advice for you to find the best deal on your car.
I've been in there twice, not even for tyres, just to get advice. Just to get advice.
And what they say, Ox?
They said, come in and get some tyres.
Come back tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to. Great guys.
Who has got the voting for our Tyre Power Player of the Day?
I think I'm pretty happy with these two, I reckon.
You had a look, have you?
I got a feeling I know where you're going.
It wasn't easy. Because it was such an exciting game, back and forth, and I love that. I love the offence.
I hope the family blood doesn't come into it.
No player for the Dogs got over 30.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, that's good. I don't like positions.
All right, 1 vote.
You can't squeeze him in today.
1 vote, M. Bontempelli.
Oh, he has.
Yeah.
This
is why. I'd love Marcus to get a bit more of the footy, because when he gets it, really good things happen. He's had 23 touches, 17 kicks. He kicks 2 goals, 3 himself. But the amount that he gives off, 15 contested possessions, brilliant.
1 vote, Bontempelli.
2 votes, Danaher.
Excellent.
The key dominant forward in the game, and if Don's going to get over the line, he was the single-handed man that was going to get it done. And JJ, we just spoke to him.
Yeah, he was great.
You know who should get the 3? Bevo.
Sure, that's spot on.
Luke Beveridge should say, well done, I'm going to take 3 votes, putting him in a position to play really good footy. He hasn't been there since under 14s. Well done.
3 votes to Jason Johannesen from Crownbet. Faster multis with Crownbet Multi Express. Matty Campbell standing by. Hello, great man.
Hello, gentlemen. Yes, it's been an interesting day of footy, hasn't it? It's been an interesting round. They can't quite work things out, but as far as the punters are concerned, they've worked out. But even though the young lions have been showing a bit, they're not keen on them today. It's all about the West Coast Eagles. They did get as low as $1.05. They're out to $1.08, and now sort of the Lions were $10 there at $8.50, and the Lions moved a bit. It got 43.5 out to 54.5, but now it's back to 52.5. But good confidence the Eagles will get the job done, and maybe Josh Kennedy gets a few goals and keeps this Coleman medal race alive. If you're having a punt, please gamble responsibly. Enjoy the game.
Good on you, mate. Matty Campbell from Crownbet, and Joe Danaher goes back to the top of the Coleman after today, I imagine. So he'll be leading. It's chopping and changing all over the place for the leading goal kicker. Privileged to be called that at the end of season 2017. Hell of a game, boys. Hell of a game today.
Well called, guys.
It's been enormous fun.
Got a big one next week too.
We sign off. Another one goes on the board to the Pies. Daniel Wells strolls into the open goal for McGregor Portables.
Just hope Dell doesn't get any more sort of exclusive.
Any more articles this week, Dell?
You reckon I'm not flat? If I had a moment of feeling good about myself.
How do you think Joey and Rue?
Are they okay?
They'll be fine. Hey, don't worry about Joey and Rui.
They said, I can't wait to read the article about Dell talking about how tough it is.
Open mic with Mike this week.
Not again.
Nicky Dell.
Again.
No,
another one.
Enough. All right.
You've done that as well.
Okay, I get it. I've taken your feedback on board, Spud. You've had your 2
It was
balls.
only 58.
I'll slide under this door. That's how flat I am.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. 11:16 SEN Footy for Toyota's Good for Footy program, encouraging all Australians to have a crack. And Subway, my kind of win. Big win here today for the Bulldogs. Don't go anywhere. Subiaco, that's where we're going next.
Hi, it's KB here. Join me on Fridays with Dave Colbert and Neil Baum during the hottest talkback hour in sport. Friday Sports Chat on 1116 SEN, Melbourne's home of footy.
If you're a contractor breaking the ground with a shovel or a machine, don't risk damaging underground pipes and cables. Dial before you dig. Call 1100 or visit 1100.com.au to lodge your free inquiry.
Make the most of weekend footy with CrownBet's first goal scorer special. Back a player to score the first goal in any AFL match this Saturday or Sunday, and if your player doesn't score the first goal but scores a goal at any time during the opening quarter, get a matched bonus bet up to $50. Add some excitement to this weekend with CrownBet, the official wagering partner of the AFL. Join today at crownbet.com.au. CrownBet. Reward yourself. Conditions apply. 18 plus. Gamble responsibly.
Okay, to the untrained ear, this might just sound like a shrill beep, but this, mate, this is sweet music. Sweet music that says your boom lift is being delivered on the back of a Coates Hire delivery truck. A reversing duet that says your project can now get safely off the ground. Music that says, thanks to Coates Hire, my project is still on track. For the largest range of hire equipment in Melbourne, call 13 15 52 or visit coateshire.com.au. Coates Hire, let's make it happen.
Are you driving right now? How do you feel? Do you feel in control? How are your reaction times? Are you taking the back roads? What are you so anxious about?
With more drug tests, in more places, more often, you can avoid the main roads, but you can't avoid the consequences.
Build with Simmons Homes today and upgrade your way. For a limited time only, get $45,000 worth of extra value for just $18,000. You could upgrade to a bedroom of your dreams, a kitchen to suit your taste, or a living room the whole family will love to lounge in. Visit a Simmons display home today and upgrade your way. But hurry, offer ends October 1. Terms and conditions apply. Visit simmons.com.au.
Tyre Pound's biggest ever stock take sale gives you the power to save on a huge range of big brand tyres. Get the power to buy 3 and get 1 free on Kumho Solus KH17 passenger car tyres, plus many more great deals in store. Buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Kumho tyres. Only during stock take and only at Tyre Power. Conditions apply. Tyre Power's biggest independent stock take sale is now on. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local owner operator.
$1 million. $15 million. Come on, that's child's play. This week, Lottoland's US-powered jackpot is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Imagine what you could do with that. Your options would be endless. Travel the world, support a charity, buy new homes for you and your family. Or how about a whole island? Bet online or on your mobile. Only at Lottoland. Lottoland is a bookmaker which allows you to bet on the outcome of lotteries. Gamble responsibly.
Don't dig yourself into a financial hole. Call Dial Before You Dig before any excavation works to avoid damaging underground pipes and cables. It's free. Visit 1100.com.au or call 1100 during business hours. Dial Before You Dig.
On 1116 SEN, Melbourne's home of footy. This is Sunday Twilight Football.
SEN football is ready to go. It's showtime.
Here he is. He is a human highlights reel. He takes one bounce. He takes a second bounce. He runs to 48 metres. He heads for home and drills a brilliant goal.
On 1116 SEN, this is Sunday Twilight Football for Macca's delicious new gourmet creations.
This afternoon, live from Domain Stadium, it's the Eagles.
Petrie with a snap from the ground. Down and up and down, goal.
Taking on the Lions.
Berry to Beams. He should kick the goal from 30, and Dane Beams does. When you give him that much time, he'll hurt you.
Get involved on social media at AFL Nation on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram using the hashtag AFL Eagles Lions. For Macca's new chicken tenders made for snacking, this is AFL Nation.
Yeah, welcome to Domain Stadium. If you're joining us for the first time here, it's the West Coast Eagles and the Brisbane Lions, the last game of round 19. It's an overcast Domain Stadium, and hopefully the weather holds off. We've had a lot of rain during the week here in Perth, but conditions look calm at the moment. So hopefully we won't get any precipitation throughout the afternoon. Jack Crawshaw with Tim Gossage and also Paul Hazelby in commentary this afternoon.
Why use a big word when you can just use a small one?
For AFL Nation right around the country. Let's firstly go around the ground. So at Collingwood take on Adelaide at the MCG. Goss?
Precept selective herbicide from Bayer for the convenient treatment of broadleaf weeds. Have a listen to Sit Down if you're a Collingwood fan. They've just kicked another one. 21 minutes gone second quarter. Collingwood 9-5-59. Adelaide 3-4-22. 37-point lead to the Pies. 3 goals to Taylor Adams to go with his 14 disposals, and singles to Blair, Hoskin Elliott, and also Ben Reid. And Thomas has got one, and Daniel Wells with one as well, and all singles for the Adelaide Crows. But that is a 37-point lead at the 21-minute mark of the second quarter at the G for the Pies.
Confidence that they got out of the West Coast last week would have been massive
Nathan
come back from
Nathan Buckley, all the calls for another 2-year contract, which I'm a believer.
Yes.
I'm a believer because I don't reckon there's a better option. It might actually happen sooner rather than we think if they get up and win this one.
So just to confirm for our audience who just joined us, no changes to the selected side. So Coles, McGuinness and Mutim are the emergencies for West Coast, Buick, Clay Beams and Lions for the Brisbane Lions. So the Lions with 5 changes, West Coast with 4 from their respective teams last week. There was a retiree of a champion on Friday, Paul Hazelby, Matt Prittis, the Brownlow medalist, not playing today through injury, but hopes to play again in season 2017. Do you think he will play again in season 2017, Hayes? But what a career, firstly, though, Matt Prittis.
Yeah, it's been brilliant, hasn't it? He came in off the rookie list. He was overlooked in 3 drafts, just worked his way through it, and in the end became a champion midfielder. Very consistent, one of the most hardest working players that I played against. He was always up there in the tackling, and just a great exponent of taking the ball away from a stoppage. You got Sam Mitchell, but Matt Prittis wasn't too far behind him over the last 10 years in his ability to do that. Has been an ornament to the game, great for the West Coast Eagles, and he'll be missed, but it is time for them now to replace him, and that poses an interesting question going forward, that what do they do for the remainder of the year? And I was in a similar circumstance. I'm a slow midfielder myself. It came to the end. I announced my retirement with 4 weeks to go, and I think I only got 1 or 2 more opportunities after that the club decided to go with youth and speed, and I missed out on the final series. Will they do with that with Matt Prittis? I'm not quite sure, but I think they've identified the area of concern is they're too slow through the midfield, so it would be strange to put him straight back in there. And he also said that he can't play in that forward role, which I think he's 100% spot on.
Are we going to see them do like a bit of a North Melbourne, where they're going to retire off like North Melbourne got rid of 4 last year it was at the end of 2016. The Prittises, the Mitchells, McKenzie, just to name just a few that Petrie
is trade Marston. McKenzie's got some currency. Wellingham's got